Should I do the clap? Did we hit that at the exact same time?
I think it was pretty close.
That was actually really cool. I never seen it. I think the mic's working now.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Nice. Look at us.
But is the cups and stuff in frame?
Like,
where is it? Like feet? Is it to the desk or can you see my feet?
Top quarter of your laptop.
You can't see my feetsies?
No,
okay.
we don't want to see your feet.
Okay, that's fine.
Feetsies is insane. Is that what you say?
Yeah.
You gotta pay an extra $5 for that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like feetsies, because I feel like there are people out there who want to see my feet. I'm sure, right?
I really don't think so. I think it's an understatement. Like people want us to see feet. Like.
You don't know me, dog.
Okay. Do you guys have foot fetishes?
I mean, a little bit.
Is this how we're really gonna start the show?
That's something like I've never met a guy like that likes feet. Like I'm into kink shaming. Like you guys talk shit about my kinks all the time.
Okay, this is how we're starting the show. If I have to get my opinion off on this, I'm just gonna say I don't have a foot fetish, but I think you can tell when a girl has cute feet. Like, cause you can tell when a girl has bad feet though. Like when her feet are like troll looking, like gnarly. Like,
but I think that's with everybody though. Like,
yeah. Actually,
it's more so with girls. Girls wear like open-toed shoes, like with sandals and stuff like that. Like guys, I don't see nobody like
showing off their feet.
Yeah, it's really nasty in general. Like, cause even with like Crocs, like everybody got like socks and stuff on. You don't really see people's toes. And
unless you're like on vacation or going to the beach or something. Like guys don't wear open-toed shoes very often.
I think it's a good thing though. Like open-toed shoes is just like not a good thing. Like I feel like they're just like a massive like yucky red flag.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is the statement is you should not wear open-toed shoes unless you have cute feet.
No, I just don't think you should wear open-toed shoes in general. Like when's an open-toed shoe like a good idea?
I just told you at the beach.
But at the beach, you're not wearing shoes.
Okay, but
like where at the beach, you don't have a reason to wear shoes.
You have to wear something. You can't walk like on the pavement. Like,
why can't you walk on the pavement though?
So bring your feet.
I didn't think about
it. I don't think people tune into this podcast to listen to us talk about feet. But if you did tune into this podcast to listen to us talk about feet, you're in luck because this is the AWR Recording Podcast. My name is Gage Sutton. I'm here with the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton.
Bark, 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 bark.
And this is our first time back together recording in the same room with a camera, not on Zoom for a minute, and man,
it feels very good. It
feels
very
does.
Good to do it.
It does.
Zoom, man, that Wi-Fi be whooping my ass. Like my Wi-Fi is like notoriously bad, and I'm so glad we were able to do this in person. And since we're getting towards the end of the season, I feel like it's the perfect time to do an end of the year episode with some of the fellows and talk about some of the stuff that's been going on this season on our recording and in general.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, 2023 was a big year for both of us, I think, in the pop culture realm. I think for the podcast, too, we've grown so much in the last year. And we're still figuring out a lot about what this show is, where it's going to go and where it's going. But it's been really fun. And there's a lot to recap from all the videos that we made this year and all the different takes that spawned from these videos.
But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Hit the notification bell and that good stuff. Make sure to rate us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify because that way we can get all the artsy hoes that want to listen to this podcast. Because if we don't do it for the hoes, then what are we doing this for? Because for entertainment, for the love of the game, fuck no. That's not why we do this.
No. To further our careers?
Nah. Not at all. No. So before we start, make sure to do that. And
if you're cute and you're looking for boyfriends, our recording guys, we're lover boys. So,
it's cuffing season.
Almost.
No, it is cuffing season.
You think right now it's cuffing season?
Yeah, it's the wintertime. Wintertime's cuffing season. You start getting those double back texts like from people you ain't talked to since the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
Actually, let us know in the comments how many texts have you gotten back now that it's cuffing season? Because we want to know. Like usually, like I've gotten 2 so far. Two double backs. So I feel like that's a solid amount. Like, I mean, it's almost Christmas because you know how people want Christmas gifts. Valentine's is a month later after that. Like everything. It's a thing. You never heard of that?
No, I definitely have, but I feel like right now at this very moment.
Yeah, it's cuffing season. It's wintertime.
Yeah, right before Christmas though. I don't know if anyone's
the partners, they don't want to be outside. They want to be inside, cuddled up, watching movies, matching PJs. Like,
hey, listen, if you weren't here with me for Thanksgiving, you're not here with me for Christmas. That's the way it works.
Bro, speaking about Thanksgiving, I think this is the first year where I realized that like the leftover rule, right? Like, I never growing up like. you might have felt the same way. Like in an immigrant household, you have the whole like scarcity mindset. You don't waste food.
Yeah.
Like everything can be put in Tupperware. Everything can be like leftovers and everything like that. And I never took into account like there's a rule for how long stuff needs to be stayed in the refrigerator. For me, it was always like when you see it spoiled, you don't eat it.
Yeah.
But like I didn't know that like it can get spoiled before you see the actual mold on the food. Like I didn't know that, and I learned it the hard way this Thanksgiving.
You got food poisoning,
bro? Food poisoning is a fucking understatement. I think I got stomach ulcers all my life. That's what I gotta do. I swear. And I blame it on my immigrant parents. Like add that to the list of things I blame them because. I've never felt this many stomach problems in my life now that I'm getting older. And I pride myself on the fact that I don't eat bad. Like, I really don't think I eat bad. Like, you know what I mean? I don't eat beef. I don't eat fried chicken every other day. I like to mix it up. But, like, I knew something was bad because my buddy Angel came over, right? Shout out Angel. He's a chef. So, anytime I can convince him to come over to my crib, I always try to get him to, like, whip up some new recipe. So, we were cooking quesadillas and we used leftover turkey. The turkey wasn't in the refrigerator after Thanksgiving. This is on a Sunday. Thanksgiving is on a Thursday. So for was it 3 or 4 days? 3 days, right?
It wasn't in the fridge at
all? No. It was just out. It was in the oven.
Well, no shit. You gotta put it in the fridge in the Tupperware.
But that's what I'm saying. We do shit like why are you guys looking at me like I'm some kind of
No, that's crazy because, okay, I was all on board with you until you said that you left it out for 4 days. As soon as the meal is over, we're already packing that shit into the Tupperware and in the fridge.
But we did it with everything else. But you guys are looking at me like I'm speaking like
yes,
aliens.
because it's like meat. It's cooked meat. You put that in the fridge.
No, I hear you. But like I feel like when it's a big bird like that, I think it's fine. But
no,
okay,
I don't think that's how that works.
Regardless, I'm not the one that it was job to put it up. But I'm thinking the whole time, oh, it's still out. Then okay, cool. Then we're fine. It's whatever. Like I'm gonna get to it. Like I'm gonna repurpose it. So we cut the turkey up. We shave it. We do like shredded turkey, like shredded chicken. Put it into a quesadilla. Made buffalo turkey quesadillas. They were fire. I went, took a nap, ain't think nothing of it. And when I woke up from the nap, bro, my stomach was pulsing, like unts, like at different spots. Like I was in a lot of pain. And so I was like, man, I never thought of it before that like you can, like we're getting older because of it. Because bro, the next 3 or 4 days, I was dying. Like I was dying, and I get to a full blown argument with my parents because I didn't know like turkey has the rule of like or has to be in the fridge only 3-4 days, and then you gotta freeze it. Or mac and cheese and mashed potatoes can only stay in the fridge 2 days. Like,
oh, okay. So see, I mean, I feel like that's something we definitely got from our immigrant parents is that like you don't really listen to the expiration date because something may say it's expired, but it's not actually expired until like you try it or you smell it and you're like, oh yeah, that's not good. But I've always like known like you always put everything in the fridge. There's very few things that like after you're done cooking you don't put in the fridge because that's how like.
But I do the same thing. Sometimes we do the same thing with like pasta. Like in the night before we cook the pasta in the pot, right? Yeah. And it's like people come in the house and they get it whenever they get it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a thing where you're gonna clean it and then put it back, but it's like it's still in the same pot. Like for example, we cook pasta at like 6 or 7 o'clock. Okay. The first group of people that's downstairs, they're gonna eat the pasta. Then you have 3 or 4 people that haven't eaten yet. Throughout the night, they're gonna come and get the pasta. You're not gonna put it in the fridge and come back.
Oh, okay, no, that's fair, but that's for a couple hours.
And then in the morning, they put it in the Tupperware and they put it in the fridge. Now, is that bad?
No, I mean like I feel like a day is not as bad, but like once you go into like the 2 straight days of it not being anywhere in refrigeration, I don't know. We're talking about food now.
That's what I was trying to say. Like this year, I've learned that like.
That's the biggest thing you learned this year, that you need to put turkey in the fridge.
Yeah, I learned about food expiration dates. Like I didn't know like they meant something. I always thought they were suggestions. Well, like just do it before the mold shows up.
Hey, I guess that's what this year is gonna be remembered for. The year that Ethan learned that there's some food that needs to be refrigerated.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, because I'm never eating turkey again, regardless.
Well, I think there are some other people who have learned lessons in 2023, and I'd like to start with our first award because this person has learned a tough lesson, and this award is going to be for Bag Fumbler. And my nomination for this award, I want to hear what everyone else has to think for this. Jordan Poole of the Washington Wizards, who got traded to the team from Golden State this past NBA offseason and was basically set up to be the number 1 player for the Wizards this year, give them a chance to, maybe make a comeback since trading Bradley Beal. That has not panned out. I don't think he's even averaging 20 points a game. And,
I'm gonna fight you on that though, because is it a bag fumble when it wasn't his? Like it wasn't like he didn't do nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Jordan Poole hater. Like Jordan Poole, if you're out there, like, sorry man, I had to pick a side, and that's the side I stuck with. But it wasn't like he didn't fumble anything. If anything, like he got set up. Like it was a Tupac and Biggie. Like when he got in that fight with Draymond, that was it. Like the writing was on the walls. Like there was nothing more that he could do about it. Like because he should be able to stand up for himself after that.
Yeah.
But they're the ones that kicked him out the door. It's not like he did anything to get kicked out the door.
Okay, that you're fair with. But I'm talking about in 2023, he had an opportunity to make a lot more money than he's going to be in line to make after this season. Because as of right now, I don't know if there's going to be a team that's going to pay him the money he's going to want this offseason off of his play right now at this moment.
But that's just because the Wizards are the Wizards, right? They're not in the best shape.
Well, Jordan Poole's also Jordan Poole and plays like an AAU basketball player who's trying to impress the host. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just kind of the reality of the situation. Did you have someone for this one?
I have somebody better.
Okay.
I have somebody better. Like, because this year we finally got the end-all be-all decision on this gentleman, and we can confidently say about like how high his career was during COVID with quarantine radio. He had Chicks Tapes 5. He was making fire music after fire music. He was able to make a stan fan base that I don't care what nobody says. Half of you Tory Lanez fans was not Tory Lanez fans. Like, not even saying I'm a diehard Tory Lanez fans, but some of y'all became Tory Lanez fans because of what happened with him and Meg. And you guys are weirdos. You guys are incels. But Tory Lanez went from pulling off a threesome, no, a foursome damn near with Meg Thee Stallion's best friend, Meg, and Kylie Jenner, to now he got to sit in jail and he's going to get fucking deported. Like, that's a fumble, if you ask me. That's the definition of a fumble. Like, he left a pool party with Meg Thee Stallion and Kylie Jenner, and now he's gonna be in Canadian fucking prison. Like, I would be hot if that's how my year ended.
And this is the same guy who made Alone at Prom, a very good album too. Man, yeah, he definitely lost out on a lot of money. Lost out on
bad
furthering, bad females in his life, and he, man, just like furthering his career, because like you said, he was on such a roll. That album was so good. The rollout was awesome, and he just had to do some stupid shit. But that's how it is sometimes, right?
So, do you want to pick one?
I don't know. What do you guys think? We've got our audience here. We've got
we have two judges here.
Our first shout out of the video. We got to shout out our cameraman today, Xavier, sitting behind the camera. We got Dylan and his friend Josh, his neighbor. Thanks for joining us, man.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Fan of the show.
So now, because there's no ties, right? Mm-hmm. So I just want to get everybody's votes in here.
Yeah. What do y'all think?
Jordan Poole or?
I need to know the foursome was with who?
Jordan Poole and
no. Yeah, Tory Lanez foursome with Jordan Poole. I could see it.
No. But it was Tory Lanez because he was fucking on Meg Thee Stallion's best friend. He's fucking on Meg, and at the pool party allegedly he was fucking on Kylie.
I'm going with Tory Lanez for sure.
Okay, that's one for Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez. I gotta go Tory Lanez.
That's
okay,
three.
All right. Hey, you know what?
Tory Lanez, man.
Unanimous.
You're the AWR bag fumbler of the year.
All right. Well, Tory Lanez is gonna learn something from 2023, and that is a
hard head for a soft ass.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got someone else who should be learning a lesson in 2023, and this lesson is to turn off their mic sometimes, because when the mic is on, you get a little excited. You might say something that you don't really mean. You might say something that is a little out of pocket. And I want to start with one that we had from our podcast this year.
Okay.
It was from our NFL Hot Takes video, and it was with man in the room, Mr. Dylan Sutton. We were talking about quarterback coming into the league, Mr. Anthony Richardson, and a lot of the guys touted him as a can't miss or a boomer bust prospect. And Dylan went on to say, can we roll the tape actually? Hey, we find the video.
And which do you guys think is the most boomer bust NFL prospect in this draft?
Anthony Richardson.
No. Y'all are crazy. Anthony Richardson, he cannot bust. It's just not possible. In today's day and age of football.
What? Damn, how many times are we going to do this tonight?
That is insane. He cannot bust it. It's absolutely insane. But Dylan, man, we just want to let you know you're the unanimous Pause Award of the year.
Hey, shout out, Dylan.
I know you weren't expecting this. We would say speech, but you don't got a mic in front of you, so just sit over there and take that shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you got to turn off the mic. Honorable mention to Chris Broussard, who said the word retarded on live television to the chagrin of many on ESPN. No, it wasn't ESPN.
No, it was FS1.
FS1, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get a cease and desist from ESPN just because you said that.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Allegedly. Like Pat McAfee would say. You don't want to get sued by Brett Favre.
Bro, him and Shannon Sharp are still. I totally forgot that happened.
Yeah,
that Brett Favre sued Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Like I totally forgot that happened.
Yeah.
What was it for? Was it him allegedly stealing money?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta say allegedly.
I smoked that.
Please make sure you say allegedly.
I allegedly. Allegedly, I said it 3 times.
Okay, well, allegedly, he stole money from the government in Mississippi. Basically, to like build his daughter's new volleyball gym or something. Basically, was stealing money from the government.
We're using cock sources, by the way. Allegedly using cock sources.
Dylan's looking out for us. You get another shout out.
How many times are you gonna say it? Like they know it. Like you know what I'm saying? But I forgot. That's another thing. Throughout the episode, we're gonna start remembering. I already know. I have a feeling we're gonna remember stuff that like happened throughout the year.
Yeah.
As we do this look back, but yeah. What else do we got? So we need the Pause Award.
Yeah. Do you want to jump to Hot Take of the Year?
I'm down. Let's do a Hot Take of the Year, man.
All right. Let's do a Hot Take of the Year. I've got a couple written down. I don't know what you have, but one of my hot takes from this year was that Drake wasn't going to drop till October, and I was exactly right. He dropped in October. I think that was just pretty cool moment to get on camera too, where we were just talking about it I think it was like a month before the album actually came out.
And he pushed it back one more time too?
Yep. And I told you, I was like, he's not going to drop it till October. He's going to wait till after his tour's over. And he did. And we've got some of my favorite Drake music of like late, honestly.
I'm glad that happened for you.
I've been bumping the Scary Hours 3 a lot, man.
Scary Hours 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Scary Hours 3, I'm with you. For all the dogs, it was cool, man. You know what I mean? No Drake slander for me.
No, of course I won't.
No. I want the Drake cosign eventually. So the Drake stimulus package, but no, I mean I'm with you. I don't mind that. Let me give one of mine. Okay. Since I do talk a lot on this podcast, I decided to go with one of my takes, of course.
Okay, yeah.
So I remember vividly, right? To switch this a little bit to sports, we did our top 10 positional rankings for the year for quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers.
Oh no, I know where this is going.
Me and my good fellow Cowboys fan Truther, we said Dak Prescott was the third best quarterback in football. We were laughed at.
You had a lot of flack.
We were laughed at by you. We were laughed at. We were made a mockery of. Egg on the face, embarrassed. You made us feel like we were less than. Two black men were being ridiculed like that.
Oh my God.
we were ridiculed like that. And to see ourselves vindicated, and what I think is the greatest comeback story, maybe in NFL history, Dak Prescott winning MVP by getting trashed the way he is. Yeah, he hasn't won MVP yet. We'll find out in the next couple of weeks if he does it.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's playing the best ball of his career, undoubtedly, and very much it looks like, dare I say, a top 3 quarterback in football. Okay. I feel like that deserves to be said as like a very good nominee for Hot Take of the Year.
You know what? I will give you that because you're right. There is a lot of validity in the statements you've just made. This is Dak's best year. He is in the MVP conversation. He probably is the front runner for the award as of right now, alongside Jalen Hurts. But
not
hey,
a God's winner. They're running back.
Hey. But Dak is at the top of his game. I think there are a few caveats to like why Joe Burrow's been hurt and Aaron Rodgers got hurt at the beginning of the year. Just other people who I feel like would have been in contention or having weird years. Patrick Mahomes. Again, not to take away from Dak. He's still in the conversation. He's still that guy. But I will give you that. He's a top 5 quarterback for sure now. And one that I actually had for you was your hot take about Josh Allen being overrated.
Oh.
And that is something that I hated it at the time. I remember you saying it, and I was like, stop it, dude. Josh Allen is him. He's so good. And to some degree, I feel like Josh Allen is still like an elite quarterback at times, but there are other times where he is unplayable. He looks so just like, I don't even know what the word to describe him, like goofy looking sometimes. Like there are games where he looks like Daniel Jones to me. And that sounds really bad to say because I've been very critical of Daniel Jones throughout this year.
And very supportive of Josh Allen.
Very.
That's what you get for standing by that white man.
All right.
That's what you get.
But
the thing is, I feel like I want to push back, not to start hard too much on the Josh Allen thing. I don't really push too much on Josh Allen. I do think he was overrated because of the standards. I felt like he was never getting held to the same standards that we held Dak and Lamar. For what reason, I didn't know. I don't know why. But I feel like the biggest thing with him, not to get NFL too deep, he just is in charge of too much stuff to do on the Bills. That I think that's why you see a lot of the turnovers and stuff like that. Yeah. But what other hot takes do you have?
My next one was also from you, and it was that
3 for 3. Oh
yeah, I know. You did pretty good this year, man.
I'm a rude boy.
Your other one was from our NBA hot takes video with Jason when you said that the Grizzlies would not make the playoffs. And I think me and Jason were both like, what? That's a crazy take. The Grizzlies aren't going to make the playoffs. As of right now, it's looking like they're not going to make it. Ja is not going to make it back in time. They lost Steven Adams for the year. Yeah, it's been a rough season for them. And they're towards the bottom of the conference. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch up.
I don't know. I think they might be able to get play in. Maybe. I think Ja's going to be really good when he comes back. But I'm not mad at you. All right, the next one I got is actually from the both of us. I feel like earlier in the year, when one of our best episodes, we talked about Frank Ocean's disaster class at Coachella, and us speaking about how like music lovers, we need to let go of Frank Ocean. Like we need to stop like forcing him to be something that we want him to be. Yeah. Because A, we don't know this guy, and B, it's very clear that like he doesn't really care to do the stuff that we want to see him do, and so. The good thing is he definitely watched that video because in the past 2 weeks he's been posting snippets. He's been more active on social media when it comes to releasing music. And dare I say, Ethan and Gage from our recording made Frank Ocean come back to music.
Yeah, we did. I mean, some people might say it was Playboy Cardi. He sent Frank Ocean a DM too.
He pressed him. He said, "Are you scared or not?"
He's like, "You gonna drop music, pussy?" Frank Ocean was like, "Yeah, I got you."
That's funny.
Well, that's what I hope Frank Ocean does. But knowing him, he might just hide back into his shell a little bit longer before he actually drops something. But
you the gentleman, we have so many options. If you guys
I want to make an executive decision. I think we both get the win for that one. I think that's actually a really good take.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, it's our podcast, right? Yeah.
Did you guys have any hot takes that you feel like we left out?
I don't want to give Ethan any more credit.
I'm about to get another one. This one has you talk a lot.
It's just one that I unfortunately agree with. Justin Herbert, man.
Oh my God.
If and they, man. That's his pronouns.
No, okay, see, the thing is, I'm still not sold on the Justin Herbert thing because I think he's a very good quarterback. Brandon Staley is a terrorist, and that I will stand on that take. That is, like, he is the equivalent of, like...
Be careful.
Yeah, no, I need to be really careful, right?
I know what you want to offend
anybody. Yeah. Basically, long story short, he's not a good football coach. He needs to be fired, and I think he's a big reason why we've seen a regression from Justin Herbert this season. But plus, he's on the Chargers. The Chargers are always going to be the Chargers, and that's just the way it is.
Maybe if he had a quarterback whisperer as a head coach.
Oh, Mike McCarthy. Yeah, let's move on. Let's.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers' best year of his career, Mike McCarthy,
yeah.
Dak Prescott.
Right.
All right, what's the next one? What you got?
All right, since it was hot take of the year, I say we go next to the next one. What would be the opposite of a hot take? A freezing cold take. Something that aged like horribly, like the turkey that you left out on Thanksgiving.
I didn't leave it out, but it wasn't me.
And my freezing cold take was I'm going to give you some...
Oh, no, I got a couple of these from you.
Yeah, for sure. So you had some hot takes, but you had some really bad takes. And I'm starting with your Christian McCaffrey is not a top 5 running back take.
I'm stating on business on that one.
Horrible. That is a bad take.
I'm not. Because I still stand by my statement. Christian McCaffrey is great. I feel like that gets lost in my hating. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make hate clear and directed. I feel like Christian McCaffrey is proving my point. him and his supporting cast and the scheme is what's making him great. This isn't the same Christian McCaffrey that was in Carolina.
It is.
The Carolina Christian McCaffrey is better than this version. That's a top 5 running back. That's possibly the best running back in football. So
it's the same guy. Same guy.
I stand by it.
Same last name.
I won't accept it. I won't accept it.
Skin color, same all that stuff.
I won't accept it. Well, mine is another one for me. Sports related. I said that C.J. Stroud would be painfully average, and he would be worse than Bryce Young. And so far, that's aging like Swish and cottage cheese left out in the sun. Because he's a baller, and it sucks that he's playing in the city of Houston.
Oh man, that's honestly. I won't let you take the flack on that one alone because not that I was a hater of C.J. Stroud, but I definitely thought that Bryce Young was the better prospect coming in. I didn't realize how good C.J. Stroud was going to be and how well he was going to mesh with all of the, I guess, like, talent is the right word to use here for Houston, even though it's like a very weird amalgamation of players. C.J. has, by far, I think, exceeded anyone's expectations.
Maybe the best rookie quarterback ever.
Maybe. At the end of this year, he might be in that conversation with the Andrew Lucks, the
Cam
Newtons.
Dak
Prescott's, I guess. But anyway.
Another one I got is for you, Mr. Gage Sutton. Everybody that's watched this podcast, listen to it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and on YouTube at Our Recording Podcast. They know your love and your infatuation for Mr. Abel, The Weeknd. And The Weeknd this year, he decided to dip his toes in other things, not music.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
He did a new television show called The Idol, which you said you were very excited for, and I quote, "The Weeknd is going to kill it, and it's going to be amazing." Now, when you're looking at that camera right there, put a hand up like this and say, "My bad."
My bad. My bad. And I will say that with 100% honesty and apology because, yes, that show was rough. I stand by it. The music was really good from it. The soundtrack I thought was super cool. The show...
You fell for the 5 seconds of Playboy Cardi ad-libs?
Yeah, definitely. That's probably it. But, yeah, that show was rough. Honestly, I'll even throw my name into there for another one. My love for this team blinded my vision of the San Antonio Spurs. I thought Victor Wembanyama would... I figured there was a world where they weren't going to be very good, but now I'm eating my words because the Rockets are playing better than them, and it hurts me to say that, but that's my bad. And Devin Glass, if you're listening to this pod, it's a personal apology to you and your Houston Rockets.
You say an apology to Dev. You know, Dev's going to clip this, and he's going to use this in every conversation we use for future references.
That's how we get eyes to the podcast. It's an apology. But hey, this is a long game, and the San Antonio Spurs will figure it out. Not in 2023 or 2024, but they'll figure it out.
No, I like that. So, do you want to crown a winner?
I don't know. I think we'll let these guys decide for this one.
Yeah, we kind of hold y'all with the last one.
I actually have 2 new suggestions.
Okay, let's hear them.
Okay. Because I had to give you a pat on the back for the hot take. Here's a cold one. Same running back video. He said Tony Pollard will work out as an RB1.
I still stand by it. You're not gonna get me to do any self-reflection and admittance on this podcast. I'm sorry, man.
And then the other one was both of y'all sort of just talking about Colorado and what they're doing for college football.
You know what? That one.
That's a cold take.
Kind of.
They finished with 4 wins, 5 wins.
To be fair, they finished with 1 win last year. Plus 3 wins for winning 1 the year before. Don't get me wrong. I feel like people jumped the gun from the aspect that they thought maybe they would be like, what did I say?
Deion Sanders saved college football.
We did title that episode Deion Sanders.
Good branding?
Good branding we'll give you. But no, that's definitely a bad take on our part.
Keep in mind, Deion kept college football alive for a smooth 2 months.
A
smooth 2 months. I feel like Colorado's gonna be better next year.
They will. They definitely will.
They were better. They didn't get a bowl game. I think they're gonna get a bowl game. I'll put it like this, right? Expectations change. Yes, going into the season, this is definitely a success because they won 1 game last year and they won 4. But after those first 4 or 5 games, I expected them to win more than 4 games and definitely get a bowl game. So from that aspect, I guess we got to hold that.
Yeah, and obviously there's also the recruiting aspect of it, where this was Deion's first year as the head coach of Colorado. They're bringing more eyes to the team, more eyes to the university. They're going to get better high school recruiting classes from here on out, and those teams are only going to get more talented. And with the coaching that I have seen from Deion Sanders, I think there's a chance Colorado will continue to be a very good college football team.
I will say, as far as vote goes, the Spurs take.
The Spurs take?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
How you feel?
it's either the Spurs take or his take on feet.
Oh, we're bringing it back to my take?
His take.
Oh, that the open feet, no one should ever wear open.
He was fetish shaming, though.
Oh yeah, we don't
King
like
shaming.
we don't like the king shaming from Josh.
I just think you should look into it more.
Okay. I can accept that. Hold on.
Hey, that was pretty good. All right. So X, in case the camera cut or the editing has to change here, X said that my take on the Idol was the worst. We've got 3 different answers. So
well, 2 Spurs.
2 Spurs? Okay, so all right, my Spurs take is going to go down as the freezing cold take, and I'm okay to accept that. I'm sure a lot of Spurs fans are going to be on the same boat. Now we can move on to our next award, and I like this one because you came up with it. Honestly, why don't you introduce it?
Every year, right, I feel like the internet crowns a new white king. Not the king of England, but they give the coolest acting white guy a lot of prop and a lot of propaganda. They give him the push. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They hit the red button and they give him all the backing.
Yeah.
We had Joe Burrow in the past. We've had Jack Harlow. Even when we were younger too, Justin Timberlake. Yeah. We have the cool white guy, and I feel like this year he's been a cool white guy for a minute, but I think he got the push this year. I think Travis Kelce is our spiciest white of the year.
For dating a white woman?
Yeah, usually it's the other way around. I'm with you. But I can't think of another white boy that's been this in his bag this whole year.
I know one.
Jack Harlow was in his bag last year. I don't count Jack Harlow this year.
I know one. And let me tell you, his name is L.A. Knight. Yeah.
I'm not mad at it, but I think LA Knights is coming. Pause. But I feel like LA Knights' time is definitely coming. I just don't think it's this year. They think about it. Travis
But dude,
Kelce,
he won the Slim Jim Battle Royal.
No, he got robbed. He got robbed facing Roman Reigns in where they find Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia.
Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. LA Knight his time is gonna come, and I think it's gonna be next year. I think this time next year we could very well, when LA Knight goes into WrestleMania 40. And takes the belt off of Roman Reigns, I think then we can say that he's the spiciest white of the year.
Or Cody Rhodes.
I don't want to hear Cody Rhodes' name right now. I'm sorry. It doesn't make me feel good.
All right. Well, do you have any other nominations for spiciest white before?
I was thinking Shane Gillis, or Gillis, however you pronounce it.
Ooh, Shane Gillis been in his bag this year.
Yeah.
I did like his special. A lot.
Okay.
Do we count Charleston White as a black guy? Or as a white guy?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Charleston White is?
Go inform yourself.
Yeah, going for it. Do your own research.
Do your own research. Yeah.
Do your own research. Okay, I think I'm confident with my Travis Kelce pick.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I got one. Timothy Chalamet.
I can't stand, but he ain't have better than Travis Kelce.
I mean, my thing is think of it this way: for the first time in his career, he came off Dune, and then he's doing Wonka, and in between, he's been on SNL. He's just fucking blowing up everywhere, and he's always been famous, but in the indie art scene. But all of a sudden, he's like a true movie star. It's weird, and for some reason, black women are infatuated. Every woman's infatuated.
But they don't like. I don't want to be the speak for a black women guy, but but I think no, you can't tell me that they rock with Timothy Chalamet more than Travis Kelce. You can't tell me that.
I mean, I would say in the past.
Speak for all black women and tell me.
I'm not gonna speak for that. I'm gonna speak for the fact that I think Taylor Swift's fans are like a cult. Right?
Yeah.
And predominantly white women. So I think he's more famous for white women right now than black women.
But he dated bad black girls. Bad.
No, for sure. But that was prior Travis Kelce.
But he put that's what I'm saying. He put the groundwork in so that if he was gonna leave a bad black girl, he had no choice but to go get not saying Taylor Swift is the baddest white girl. You know what I mean? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but I think we can all you know what I'm saying? But as far as like status and like clout, Taylor Swift's at the top. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
As far as white girls go, so I think they gotta accept that one.
As far as girls go, we should just say like she is actually one of the biggest artists in the world, and I think that's why we have such a big. Or I think why we deserve to talk about him because he is definitely.
But that's what I'm saying. We were talking about on our Travis Kelce Taylor Swift episode. Go check it out. Is that when was the last time like a pop superstar dated like had a big relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like yeah we got the Beyonce and Jay-Z, but like I mean we're 23. We don't give a fuck about them. Like who else? Like
Zendaya.
Hey, Tom Holland is actually not a bad one.
But Tom Holland's not this year.
Yeah. Oh, what about Pete Davidson too?
He's always in
don't you?
But you're talking about guys we hate, like.
Well, I feel like that makes them kind of spicy though.
Nah, Travis Kelce we don't hate yet. We'll see. We'll wait for him to go find his old tweets, but.
Yeah, and the thing about Travis is he brought Taylor Swift from like irrelevance to now she's like person of the year or something.
Time person of the year.
She's not getting that without Travis.
Wait, hold on. Can we talk about this?
She's not irrelevant, by the way.
So someone I was talking to recently was like, oh yeah, I really like Taylor Swift, and I was like, you mean Travis Kelce's girlfriend? And they flipped the fuck out on me. You should have seen their face. Like just
computer
the
error.
eyes.
Yeah,
it was what? Just complete disgust when I said those words.
But my thing is, I disagree with you on that. I think Taylor Swift getting Time Person of the Year had a lot to do with the fact that she's just now partnered with the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it doesn't really have too much to do with Travis Kelce.
Yeah, can we talk about Kim Kardashian winning Man of the Year? As a man, how does that make you feel?
Oh my god! No, it was she didn't win Man of the Year. She was on the GQ Man of the Year issue, but she wasn't Man of the Year.
Yeah, why was she on the cover though?
But because she was finally made Skims ship for men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't make her.
You shut the fuck up now when you heard that Skims for men. I know. I know.
I mean,
that's Skims. That's what I want. That's on my Christmas list.
Skims for men?
I want a Skims.
What are Skims?
Yeah, Skims is like the body shaping like underwear and stuff that usually got for women. It's not just underwear, but they got like leggings and dresses, and it's like very form fitting. But she did underwear now because she's partnered with the NFL, not NBA cock sources, but she's not partnered up with the NBA. So I feel like. How did we get stuck on Skims?
I don't know, but regardless, let's decide. We've heard some of the nominations.
Like we're all in agreement with Travis Kelce.
No, Kelce. Yeah.
I think Kelce. It's Kelce year.
Right.
He's Spicy's white of the year.
I vote for the Magazine.
He also hosted SNL.
Hey, I know that's what I said.
He did host SNL.
Yeah.
Remember he hosted SNL and then he also then a month later it came out he's dating Taylor Swift. Then his podcast blew the fuck up.
He won the Super Bowl this year, bro.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
he has the best.
All the Timothy Chalamet shit like has been asked this year.
Yeah.
Like besides bagging Kylie Jenner.
Yeah. Travis Kelce?
Yeah, and he has one of the most popular podcasts on the planet right now too. So
don't watch that shit. No free promo.
No, watch us though.
Yeah. What else do we got?
Okay, so I've got one that we could talk about next. And in 2023, we discovered a lot about ourselves, but we discovered a lot about our friends. And I think some of the things we discovered about our friends are some of their hidden talents. I would like to nominate Mr. Devin Glass, who already got a shout out in this episode for my horrible Spurs take. He's getting a nomination for hidden talent because we just found out this year that Dev has a beautiful singing voice and
he loves to sing.
I'm gonna send the video to Dylan so that you guys can hear Dev singing for yourselves, and you guys can help us decide.
It's gonna go right now.
Love, never knew what I was missing, but I knew as we started kissing, I found love.
Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Dev has such a talent for singing mid 2000s white girl songs to a T. Like anytime like we're in the chat, we see like a 20-second long voice memo, we know it's him singing. Another thing that I feel like we need to learn about or that we learned this year about our friends is our good friend Delaney is an elite level scammer, and I understand how she scams all these guys because she scammed guys in our friend group out of money when we're drunk. On the regular, like scamming us out of drinks and everything. So I feel like shout out to her. Do you think you guys find any hidden talents from any of us this year that you could think of?
No.
Y'all got a podcast.
that is a head solid right there. Another one too.
Hey, not everyone can do this shit.
Bad. Travis's DM game is not that bad. We saw it this week. I'm not gonna air him out like that because we air him out every podcast. But Travis's DM game is so underrated. I didn't think it was like he was that brash. Like if that confident Travis in the DM was in real life, no doubt in my mind, he'd be putting in a lot more work. Like, not saying he doesn't put work in, because I'm not trying to home, because I mean he graduated. This is the only good thing I'm gonna say about him. But it was definitely, his DM game is very, very like aggressive over the phone, and I feel like we saw that in person to provide more quality entertainment for us. So that's a new hidden talent.
That's good. X, did you have anything? Anything you discovered about our friend group this year?
I'm gonna have another one for Dev. Dev is a talent to he's like Batman. He disappears. like we were in a bar with him recently, and he said something to us. We were in the middle of a conversation, and we turn around, and he's gone. Like, he disappears behind the bus. Like that movie scene where the bus passes by, and he's just gone in the reflection. Dev does that routinely.
He has the ability, like the Call of Duty spawn. Like he's able to spawn places and not know where he's at.
Spawn back from the gulag.
No, that's what it is. Because like we don't remember Dev ever being somewhere. We don't remember Dev ever getting anywhere. We just remember him being there. And that's insane to me. He does it all the time. I think that's a real talent to Batman appear and disappear like smoke bombs in the area.
I'm with you.
He gets 2 today.
Yeah, that's enough though. I don't feel like giving him anything else. All right, any more awards?
Yep, we've got one more. We've got one more award, and then we can just kind of recap some of our favorite stuff from this year. Our last one is podcast episode of the year. So this is from our podcast. Which one was your favorite to either watch back, we had some of the best clips from, or one that you just like to just go back and relive?
For me, my favorite one that maybe we've ever done, but it happened this year, was definitely the one with my pops. I feel like even though it was one of the first episodes we did, doing it with my pops is pretty funny. Yeah. Because I guess in this content creation space, making content like with your friends is fun, but when you're able to include your family in that too, without it being like weird or like cringy or like corny, I feel it is really dope. And to watch my dad come into space, him being just having fun with us, we were able to explain to him why we're so cheap when we go out buying drinks. Was pretty amazing. Yeah, and we got to talk about that with my dad too. We got to do a podcast with my dad. He got to figure out who Ice Spice was. That was interesting, to say the least. But I'm gonna go in the sports direction. I think one of our most viewed videos, I think throughout our history of this channel so far, has been our NBA hot takes video. And I just remember the clips doing really well for us. I remember having a lot of fun making that video because Jason came on the podcast for that one, and we just had a lot of funny takes and a good time on that, and seen a lot of good things come from that episode for us and our channel and our growth. So I'd like to thank all the people who supported that video. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and check it out. They're still relevant. Season's not over yet. So yeah, a little plug. And let us know in the comments. So we're going to put a poll up too. We don't do a lot of those YouTube polls, but we're going to put a poll up here. Which one was your favorite podcast video of the year? Let us know in the comments as well. We want to see who you guys want to have back on, see what you guys want to continue seeing us talk about. It's good to have that kind of connection with you guys. Yeah. And definitely love all the support we're getting on TikTok now. Definitely growing in followers. So if you haven't checked out our TikTok channel, go do that. Actually just had a video hit. I don't know if you saw this. I think it's like 15,000 views. You smoked it. Crazy. All right. Well, let's move on to just talking about some of our favorite stuff. And I want to start with just music. I feel like you and me are both very big music people. Your favorite artist of 2023. I've got one ready to go right now. Okay. I'm going to let you take the lead on that one. I've got someone who's probably going to debate this one. Tizo Touchdown for favorite artist of 2023.
Let's fucking go.
All right. Thank you, Josh. I got the support of our good friend Josh. I love Tizo Touchdown. I think he did great stuff this year. His features were awesome on the Drake album, on the Tyler album earlier this year. And his album itself, I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece, but he did a lot of things that I liked. And I want to continue to see the growth. Where he goes from here, Tizo's my favorite artist of 2023. Ooh, that's a good choice. That's a really good choice. I think I'm going to do an honorable mention to Lil Yachty. I think in the Twitter hip-hop space, Lil Yachty's name has definitely been at the forefront this year. Drake's had a really good year as well. Yeah, and we should honestly talk about Yachty real quick because I feel like a lot of people might have gotten the wrong idea with like the TikToks and like the last video we talked about Yachty, where we said that he shouldn't be the one making the comments about hip hop. It's not that we don't respect Yachty. We love him. We think that Let's Start Here was a great album. It's a great step in the right direction for Yachty to be a little more creative and a little more just caring less of what people think about his music and doing what he wants to. And I just want to see him continue going down that direction. Our comments were more for just because he hadn't been doing it for very long. Drake's obviously always going to be in the conversation because he drops an album damn near every year. Trying to think who else.
Are we doing just rappers or just?
No, it could be any artist.
All right, since you brought hip hop, oh no, you brought sort of R&B. I'm gonna stay in the R&B lane. For me, Maida. Okay. Maida's album is my favorite R&B album of the year, and I think it might have been my favorite R&B album that's come out in the last 2 years, including SZA's album.
Oh, you know what?
I don't know if a lot of people, you guys have heard of Maida, but Maida's project came out earlier this year, and it's amazing. When I Hear You, fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic. My favorite songs off of that is Sexual Love, Questions, Cool Cat, and Through the Night with Free Nationals. That is one of the best R&B albums I've heard in a very long time. Very, very good. And I think this year, especially R&B wise, we don't talk about it a lot on the podcast, but has been really, really underrated.
Yeah, you mentioned the SZA album. I've been bumping that one a lot lately.
SZA album's great, don't get me wrong, but that's a reference point I'm trying to make when...
We're missing a big one, though, because there's one that Dylan's looking at me. I really love this album, too, and it was Daniel Caesar.
Caesar. Yeah. Never Enough.
And Never Enough. Album. His album from this year was... It's crazy to say because I love Fruitian. I think that's a great album, one of my favorite R&B projects of this decade, or I guess this last decade. Never Enough is right there with it. I think Daniel Caesar really was in his bag this year, and I mean, you see it in the record sales and the popularity that he's grown. Because there was a point in time where I didn't think Daniel Caesar was going to come back. He was like kind of canceled at one point.
I mean, he said some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But it just proves the age-old point. If you make good enough music,
other things can be forgiven.
Yeah. So, and no, but another project too. Leon Thomas. I made a talk about him. Previous actor on Victorious, a really, really good writer. Wrote a little bit on the SZA project as well. His album that came out this year is a really, really good first listen. Like, I'm not saying it's like classic or Frank Ocean or something like, or even Chris Brown type of level, but it is very good considering the fact that I've never heard of his music before. Electric Dusk by Leon Thomas, really, really, really good. I'm trying to think, what other projects have you gotten?
I was just gonna talk about.
We've been on R&B. We got to give a rap one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Travis Scott, Utopia, because I feel like that was kind of one that people have not really forgot about. Yeah, it kind of came and went. Not that people are forgetting about it, but I feel like it's kind of starting to make a little bit of a resurgence with Fiend. I've been hearing Fiend everywhere I go. I think that one's gonna be a little bit like Yeezus, where I feel like not everyone was super on board with Yeezus when it first came out. And I say that maybe because they're very similar albums, but that's going to grow on people. I think a lot of Travis fans are going to come back to Utopia next year and be like, damn, this was actually really good. He was in his bag production-wise. And while it is very reminiscent of Yeezus, he definitely did his thing on that album.
For me, I have to go with Ganger by V's.
Yes.
Definitely. And we were talking with our buddy CB about it because he really wants to get into that lane of like listening to that type of music. Him, Lucky, Babyface Ray. But Ganger by V's is such a great album. I listen to it a lot while I'm working out or in the car with friends. A very fun album. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Really, really fun. That like kind of Detroit style rapping, like laid back rapping. Really, really good. Even Lucky too. Sex, Money, Drugs. Great.
I was just about to say Sex, Money, Drugs. Wait, hold on. We're totally forgetting. Gunna dropped this year too.
Oh,
I think Gunna has probably the best album of the year.
I'm not mad.
Probably best rap album of the year, I should say.
I think he definitely got snubbed when it came to Grammy nominations.
Yeah. I agree. Because especially because there was so much against him, especially after all the Young Thug court case stuff and him being called a snitch. A lot of people didn't think Gunna was going to make it out, but Gift or Curse was a great album, and he got himself out of that situation with all it took is fuck you mean.
Yeah. I wouldn't be sorry if we get a tour next year from him. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Would you go to a Gunna tour?
Yeah. Yeah, I like Gunna. I think his music's good, and I don't know what I've heard about his like live performances, but I feel like
he smoked that that performance he had at the Garden early in the year. He smoked that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like the big thing too, because that was his first concert after his whole Rico situation. So, is there anything else you want to talk about? I know we ran through a lot of the awards of the year. We ran through some of our favorite music.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I think we covered a lot of the big albums. We said For All the Dogs. We talked about Travis. Talked a lot about.
And then you pray for me, West Side Gun. Come on, for the dust heads and the neck beards.
Yeah, for the West Side Gun fans. Yeah.
I think that's pretty.
Honestly, last thing, wrestling's making a comeback this year too.
We talk about it.
I know we talk about it every
episode.
But this is actually like it's the end of the year, and we're going into like 2024 with the best the product has been in a really long time.
And WrestleMania 4 with CM Punk coming back, it legit might be the most hype WrestleMania.
Punk versus Rollins and Roman versus Cody.
LA Knight, yeah.
Yeah, LA Knight, sure. But he didn't win Spicer's one.
Yeah. We take the little wins, the little wins. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking with us throughout this episode.
For this year, too.
This year. More content is definitely going to come. We're going to take a little bit of a break for the next couple weeks, but we're definitely going to be dropping some YouTube videos as well, so make sure to follow us and subscribe on our recording YouTube and AWR podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that fun, good stuff.
Yeah. Special thank you to our guests who are here helping us out with the recording today. We got X behind the camera once again. Dylan will probably be helping us with a little bit of the editing process and throwing in comments here and there. And Mr. Josh joining us as a audience member. Yeah, I don't think... Is there anything else you want to say?
Not that I remember.
All right, cool. Thanks for joining, y'all. We appreciate it. This has been the Are We Recording Podcast for Gage Sutton and the young Rottweiler Ethan Hamilton. We will see y'all next year.